what we're doing is we're basically having a matrix of this like different ad variations to split test to find the most optimal one. But the reality is, from our point of view, is like you need to get your clients quick wins. And that's where you have to understand the value proposition. And that's one of the big things in terms of really building your business up. And this is one of the things that I really took from the book, was that we need to get people engaged to then get the feedback from them to know what we want to do in marketing. Today I'm going to talk you through the 5 takeaways I've taken from the epic book, which is $100 Million Leads by Alex Hormozi. Now, if you haven't read it, this is a must read, and you must read his first book, $100 Million Offers. This is basically the Bible for building a business. And I'd also say there's a lot of degenerate business coaches who are regurgitating this information to pretend what they know what they're talking about. Is what it is. I almost feel like I should be sitting here with a beard and a city hat on like Alex Hormozi does. Now, the big takeaway points I took from this when it comes to generating leads is 1. First one is focusing on qualification over quantity. And this is actually an issue we found when trying to scale businesses, in particular a fitness business when it's doing a couple of $100,000 a month, is we end up breaking the system with too much volume. Like our Instagram accounts can't handle the amount of messages we have. The call confirmations come out, sales calls we have becomes messy. And this point is when you need to get very efficient in terms of who you're speaking to and who you're targeting, who's coming through your funnel. So what you have to do is qualify very strongly to make sure who's coming through isn't wasting the phone closer's time. Really important framework to understand, and making sure that the language you use in terms of advertising is exactly the pain points you want. And here's a really easy framework we use on paying ads right now, is we create multiple different variations of the same ad around the same audience. So what I'll do, I'll film 6 to 8 different hooks for a starting line for an advert. So like, for example, we're running an ad to a trainer, it'd be like, are you a trainer struggling to make money online? Are you a trainer struggling to generate leads? Like, those would be examples of different hooks. We then have 3 different main bodies, which would be like the longer copy in terms of me talking about whatever it is in the ad. And then finally, we'd have 3 different call to actions. Now, what we're doing is we're basically having a matrix of this like different ad variations to split test to find the most optimal one. Now, what that has allowed us to do in the last 4 weeks is we have taken our cost per lead from £11 to £3 on paid advertising, which basically means we're like 3.3x or something, 3.5x more profitable on our ads, because we just split tested, found a couple of different like hooks that were crushing it, turned all the others off and scaled the rest. So we're getting leads way cheaper than before. And this is one of the big things I actually took from the book, was Alex talking about how he splits tests his ads like that. So we've started implementing that, and that's been huge. So if you do run paid traffic, which we've spent over $1 million on Facebook ads myself in our own fitness business, we've run a lot, we've lost a lot of money, we've made a lot of money, we help our clients make a lot of money with Facebook ads, then this is something you need to be doing, is split testing hooks, bodies, and calls to action. Second is the irresistible value proposition. Now, what's an irresistible value proposition? With what we do with our business, we basically have a self-liquidating offer. So if you're interested in business coaching with us, it's basically free, because our job is we pay ourselves and there's no risk to you in terms of the capital, with the guarantee we have, which is we basically make you the money back over 90 days, or we coach you for free until you do. But an example of irresistible offer would be like, this is a very nice Rolex Datejust watch with gold and diamonds. And if I said to you, you could buy this for $100, you get $100 fucking straight away, because you know it's worth a lot more than that, right? And the reality is, that's the value proposition. Is the value of what you're giving more than the price the person is paying? Now, one of the big mistakes people make here is that you give the value before the person understands what is actually available and what entails. So this is why you should never give your prices before sales calls, because they don't understand what they're actually getting, and they don't understand the value proposition. Because if I said to you, like, you give me £1, I'll give you 3, like, you're going to give me £1, right? If I said to you, like, you give me £1,000, I'll give you £3,000 back, you're going to give me £1,000. And that's where you have to understand the value proposition, and that's one of the big things in terms of really building your business up. The third one is building strong relationships. And my personal opinion with that is actually building real fucking community. So if you look what Alex has actually done really well, he basically has an army of people who fucking love him, because he gives so much value away with what he does. And with that, what you end up having is people sharing his content all the time, people recommending him, people like giving him credit, like this video now. in terms of how they've helped him. And the reality is he's creating a really strong relationship with his audience and also his customer base. So the more value you give to people, the more you help people, the more intrinsically they're going to come back to us. One of the reasons why we do so much social media content in terms of the podcast, literally giving away what we do in our 7-figure fitness business for free, is that I know the more people we help for free, the more people will come to get the paid advice from us, to tell them the secrets of actually, like, we give you the information, but also to help you implement it, right? Because there's enough information in the world. It's a lack of implementation that's a problem, and being held accountable. So creating a big, strong brand and then also having really strong referral scheme is a big thing that's going to take you to the next level. If we look at our B2B offering, say 7-figure scaling systems, 25% of our client acquisition comes via referrals because our product's really fucking good and we incentivize our clients to refer clients for us. The second thing, we look at our fitness business, 25% of our leads come from referrals as well, despite running piles and piles of paid traffic, because we get really fucking good results. We incentivize people to refer clients. And this is where you have an army of people who are literally recommending your products and service. And that's where word of mouth is indefinite. When you do a good job and you have a really good reputation, which is why you have to make sure your product is fucking good. And when your product is good, do you know what that gives you? Certainty. It gives you certainty when you speak on sales calls. It gives certainty when your sales closers, phone closers speak on sales calls, which is why if you've got a sales team right now, you should be bombarding them with social proof every single day in terms of what they're doing, client results, how you're crushing it. Because they'll be like, when they know how good your program is, providing it is good, they will tell your prospects, like, this is the fucking best thing since sliced bread and this will change your life. Like to say it legitimately, our program will change your life if you give us the opportunity to. Like a couple episodes ago, we had Troy Sutton on here, who's 20 years old, making $22,000 a month. 18 months ago, he's working in a supermarket. That's life-changing. We've got other clients who are like 24 years old, making $40,000 a month, who are about to retire their parents. That's life-changing. And something I'd want you to think about is what's called an inflection point. An inflection point is the one decision that changes the entire direction of your life. And that's what happens when people work with us. That's what happens when people can work with you if you've got a good program. And that's the hard thing most people can't do, is pull the trigger on that. The people who can pull the trigger on that are the people who have the lives they want and really achieve success. The fourth thing is focusing beyond the sale. So what do I mean about that? If we look at when you've signed a client up, that's really when the work begins. Because the goal is, as we said, we use one client to try and acquire 2 clients, business grows forever. But secondly, if you do a really fucking good job with that client at the beginning, like I walked in here literally as I parked, and one of our new clients, Adam from the UK, messaged me to say he started, I think, this week. He'd already had the £1,700 sale from LinkedIn. He's like, I can't believe how amazing this is. That was so easy. His previous product price was, I think, £600-700. And he said to me, like, I know you can have a go, it was too cheap, but I just wanted to get one under my belt, which is fine. But the reality is, from our point of view, is like, you need to get your clients quick wins. And that's what we do. And when you get quick wins for clients, they get confidence, they do even better. So quick results, whether it's your fitness clients losing weight or business clients making money, is imperative. But here's one of the big things I actually took up from Alex's book, which we implemented straight away. And it's when you have a sales call, once you've closed someone, is book a call from a call. So say, for example, you're listening to this, you book in a call with me, you join a mastermind. Once you've paid, we'll book you there and then on the call for the onboarding call with Jeremy to map everything out. So like, you're in the constant loop. You know who you're speaking to next. You know when it is. There's set times and deadlines, and everything is mapped out. Because in your business right now, if you're getting people dropping out after they're paid, it's because they've got buyer's remorse and they don't know what the next step is or what's happening next. And that's a problem. And the more you can curtail that, improve customer experience at the beginning, the longer the clients will stay with you, which increases the lifetime value, which means you have more scalable business, means you make more money, means you have less headaches, means we're all winning, right? Number 5 is engaging with your clients to get feedback. So actually directly asking them, like, would you want it if I did this? What more can we do? And here's something that I would take away from the biggest car manufacturer in the world as well, Toyota. So they call this the Kaizen principle. And that is essentially where every single person in the business, their goal is to improve processes and come up with ideas and suggestions. Whether you fucking put the tire on the car or whether you design the manufacturing line, whatever. Like, everyone has suggestions, everyone works together to improve the process. And that's why Toyota is the biggest car manufacturer in the world, because everyone works together congruently. The more you do that, the more your business can grow in terms of the staff you have. And that's the ethos in terms of who you have in the business making the biggest difference. And this is one of the things that I really took from the book, was that we need to get people engaged to then get the feedback from them to know what we want to do in marketing. Because one of the best bits of advice that I think I've heard was that in terms of like the best marketing hooks and strategies you're going to get are what you're going to hear on sales calls. And I remember this, taking a fitness sales call, a client saying to me, I don't know what to eat, when to eat, and how much. I'm like, that's a great line for an advert. And when you start to pick these things up, it becomes very easy then to scale your business, because you're using the exact terminology your clients are using and the exact things that they want. You can then give them. So who they're going to sign up with? You. And the last thing I'd say is we do in our own business a lot of outbound. So we do direct message outbound. We do cold outbound on the phone. We do about 1,500 phone calls a day. And the big thing that I keep hammering home to our team, which is the big thing they push in the book, is volume, numbers. And I say this to people in our mastermind as well. I get people like my listeners now like being, oh, I do 50 outbound messages a day. I'm like, that's fucking rookie numbers. Like minimum, if you're looking to grow your business, you'd be doing 150 at least. I do 20 a day when I go for a walk after doing cardio in the morning. That takes me like 20 minutes. Just walk around Dubai Marina and I send messages to people and reply. It doesn't take long, right? And I have the highest response rate because it's me sending them. Now, the reality is, if you're only sending 50 messages and then someone else is sending 150, what do you think is going to happen? They should book 3 times as many calls as you do. And also with reps, like calling more with volume, comes more skill because you get more practice. So don't be shy in terms of doing more reps, more volume. You basically want to max the capacity of everything you do in your business. You want to go deep before you go wide, which is one of the biggest mistakes most people make. And these are the biggest take-home points I've taken from $100 million offers. If you haven't read the book, I highly suggest you do. And the big hack, 2 big hacks. One, I'd say get a Kindle and get it on that. I've recently started doing that. It's way, way better than reading an actual book. Easier to carry if you travel a lot. Secondly is listen to it on Audible at 1.5x speed and read at the same time, and you're taking twice as much information. If this podcast was helpful, make sure you smash the like button if you're watching this on YouTube. Share it with a friend who can get some value from this. And if you want help in terms of building your own business and taking it to the next level, hit the link below the podcast to find out how we can help you.